It definitely feels weird to imply that anything got lucky this past year, but with what's going on right now, definitely makes Palm Springs a more meaningful and moving movie. It's about a guy named Niles, played by Andy Samberg, who's stuck in a time loop reliving the same wedding night over and over until one night when he accidentally brings Sarah, played by Kristen Milotti, into the time loop with him. The concept itself is pretty simple, but the execution is just so good, dude. And it perfectly puts into words all the ideas and struggles that I've been having this past year. If it wasn't for lockdown, I would still definitely like this movie, but it for sure wouldn't have hit home as hard as it did. So sit back, relax, and let's spend a few minutes on why I think Palm Springs is the perfect lockdown movie. Palm Springs is an absolute vibe of a movie, man. On the surface, the movie is super fun, and the colors really just pop, and the cinematography makes me wish I could just spend a weekend hanging out there. And I absolutely love Andy Samberg's shirt in this movie, dude. Look at this shit. Hell yeah. I honestly think, too, that a wedding is the perfect setting for this movie. Like, a wedding is supposed to be this beautiful celebration of love, you know? A time for all your friends and families to get together and just have a good time. And I know what's going on right now, like outside of movies and outside of YouTube, is anything but a celebration. But I do think there's this negative stigma going, with people claiming how since a lot of us stay inside, the time should be spent on something productive. And of course, right now that isn't easy for a lot of people, and many of us are choosing to spend our time doing things we know makes us happy and helps us cope, instead of 100% committing this time into doing something new and productive. And, you know, Niles is doing the same thing in Palm Springs. He's stuck in this paradise of a place during a time that should be joyful, but he's doing whatever dumb shit he wants to feel some sense of contentment until he finds the next thing to hold him over. Which I think a lot of us can relate to. Niles and Sarah eventually have two polar opposite reactions to being stuck in a time loop. While Niles spends his time doing dumb shit every day, Sarah is spending her time understanding quantum physics, theory of relativity, microfiber technology, just a bunch of complicated science stuff. But I do think this is a pretty good comparison to what people are going through right now. And while Sarah's way might be the more healthier way, Niles filling his time perfecting dances at the wedding is basically the same as me watching Pitch Perfect every night, stressing out about the world. Niles is a pretty narcissistic person. He's been in this situation long enough where he's not okay with it, but weirdly neutral. Like, he'd rather not be where he is, but he may as well do something fun while he's there. Until one day, he accidentally lets someone new into his life, and now he has a reason to get out of bed. We're watching Niles reignite his love of life, and not only is he living life, but he's living life for a reason, and it's just so enjoyable to watch. Andy Samberg and Kristen Milotti's chemistry is just so damn good, dude. It's like, watching Niles and Sarah growing to care about each other is fully believable. The montages of them doing dumb shit every day are honestly just some of the best parts of the movie. I think their acting is great, they're both super funny, and let's be real, the actors are both inherently likable on their own, that it would be almost impossible to make this movie not work anyways. I'm not going to spoil the end of this movie, but like every rom-com, it so heavily relies on you buying into the relationship, and Palm Springs 100% nails it. A lot of people are stuck in a rut, and that's just the reality of everything right now, I guess. A lot of people are stuck doing the same thing every single day, and it's getting really hard. And it's super easy to fall into the same routine, and like Niles, just become neutral with our reality. But also like Niles, I think it's so important for everyone to try and find that thing that gets them moving. Palm Springs shows us how important it is for us to allow ourselves to be open to new experiences, because you never know, any day something could just stumble into your life that could change it for the better. Whether it's art, music, movies, a sport, anything, man, there's something out there for everyone. I genuinely do believe that. And whether or not you know what it is right now, I encourage anyone who somehow stumbled across this video, don't give up, don't close yourself out, and I promise one day you will find it.